Well, hey there, everyone. Great to have you with us tonight. I'm Casey Decker. Joshua is off this weekend. And we begin tonight with that breaking news. Law enforcement making a second arrest in the murder of 15-year-old Preston Grzgorek. The Spokane County Sheriff's Office says police in the city of Sparks, Nevada, have arrested a 17-year-old girl and charged her with first-degree murder. Grzgorek was shot and killed outside his Spokane Valley apartment in late March. Earlier this week, deputies arrested their first suspect, 19-year-old Stephen Yoler, also charged with first-degree murder. He is currently in the county jail on a $1 million bond. Witnesses and social media have led investigators to believe a young woman used the purchase of vape pens to lure Grzgorek outside his apartment the night he died. But it is not yet clear if that's the same woman who was just arrested in Nevada. The sheriff's office says that woman will remain in custody in that state until she can be extradited to Spokane. And looking ahead to what many hope will be good news on the vaccine front, a federal advisory committee is scheduled to meet next Wednesday to discuss whether to recommend Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine for kids ages 12 to 15. The FDA is expected to authorize the vaccine for kids 12 and up early next week, and then the FDA's approval would be followed by that advisory committee meeting. A draft agenda posted online says a vote could happen early Wednesday afternoon. If approved, the Biden administration has said 15,000 pharmacy locations around the country would quickly be able to start administering vaccines to those kids. And another update from Pfizer this week. The company, alongside its partner BioNTech, has begun its application for full-scale FDA approval of their vaccine. Right now, Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson have all been approved on an emergency basis. The Pfizer shot then would become the first to go through the total approval process if the FDA gives its go-ahead. Next, let's take a look at some of the COVID data right here in Spokane County. The Spokane Regional Health District is reporting 129 new cases today. That brings the total number of cases to 42,911 since the start of the pandemic. One new death was reported today. Currently, 79 people are hospitalized due to the virus in Spokane County. Well, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and we want to highlight an issue affecting our youth right here in Spokane. Child mental health visits at Sacred Heart Hospital have risen by 73% over the last year. Now, Governor Jay Inslee released an emergency proclamation in March acknowledging a mental health crisis among Washington's children. In that proclamation, the governor said Sacred Heart has reported a substantial increase in nearly every relevant data set. Inslee cited the switch to online learning as the biggest reason for this disturbing trend. All right, now let's turn to meteorologist Michelle Boss. I'm sure many of you awaiting that Mother's Day forecast to see maybe you want to have brunch outside on the patio or stay indoors tomorrow. So, Michelle, how's it looking?
The weather overall is looking pretty nice, but if you plan on having any meals on the patio early in the morning, you're probably going to want to make sure mom packs a sweater because it's going to be a little bit chilly, but afternoon temperatures should be warming up into the lower 60s and looking at partly cloudy skies. As far as any rainfall, it'll be in the areas similar to what we saw today. That's mainly in the higher terrain of northeastern Washington and the Idaho Panhandle. Even in Coeur d'Alene, it's only about a 20% chance. I think Spokane will likely be dry. Here's a look at the next 12 hours, and you can see temperatures bottoming out around 40 degrees at 5 a.m., but I think actually it'll slip down into the upper 30s just before sunrise. So chilly in the morning, but by 10, 11 o'clock brunch time, temperatures should be back up into the 50s. Satellite and radar showing quiet conditions across the inland northwest. It should be dry all morning everywhere across the inland northwest tomorrow. Temperatures right now in the 40s and 50s across the region. And here's a look at the next 3 days. Partly cloudy with just isolated mountain showers tomorrow, 62. Isolated mountain showers on Monday, 66. And then dry weather on Tuesday. Temperatures returning to the 70s.
All right, thanks, Michelle, very much. Well, it's a big day for WSU students. Earlier, thousands of Cougs graduated from the university in a virtual commencement. And that marks the second class-wide ceremony that the school has had to hold online. KRIM 2's Morgan Trow spoke with one graduate about what he learned about himself in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic.
You are a Coug, and nothing can ever take that from you, not even a pandemic. Congratulations, and go Cougs.
Nearly 5,000 students are graduating from Washington State University this spring. After a tumultuous year, thousands are being recognized virtually.
Marcus Gray, Bachelor of Arts in Strategic Communication.
COVID didn't stop me from graduating.
One of those graduates is Strategic Communications major Marcus Gray. He moved into his Pullman apartment in August of 2020, excited to spend his senior year with his best friends. As students kept returning back to the small college town, coronavirus cases began to spike.
Pullman was one of the worst places in America with COVID. That was the most stressful time because we didn't know who to trust and what to do. August to December was really stressful, at least for me.
His classes went completely online. Emergency health orders limited gatherings, and normal college experiences, football games, Greek life activities, and having a class-wide celebratory graduation drink at the Coug were canceled. Spending more time in his apartment, Marcus thought about his career path and took a hard look at his goals.
It was hard, especially when you know you're graduating. You're like you're about to go in the real world, and you don't really get that. But you got to do it what you're given. So honestly, I think COVID pushed me, towards coaching.
Instead of looking for jobs in advertising or public relations, he realized he has to follow what his heart really wants. Marcus grew up playing football and fell in love with coaching once he turned 18. After his first semester of senior year, he decided to come home to help coach high schoolers right when athletics started again.
If COVID wasn't here, I don't think I'd be where I am right now with the coaching opportunities that I have. So kind of a blessing and a curse.
They are going to be a class unlike probably any others, hopefully in our lifetimes. And so, kudos to them for a job well done.
Even though it's not the traditional way of me walking in the Palouse, or on Martin Stadium, I'm still going to keep going. Don't give up. So you can do anything if you put your mind to it. That's really it.
Marcus is currently evaluating coaching options at different colleges. Like he says, the pandemic showed him that life is too short to not follow your passion. Morgan Traub, KREM 2 News.
Well, still to come on KREM 2 News, a major oil pipeline shut down after being targeted by hackers. We'll have the details on the cyber attack next.